Hello, beloved. This is Lainie Love. I'll be beaming in the cosmic creatrix of the Sacred Revolution Oracle deck. And I am so excited and thrilled to announce on this full supermoon in Aquarius that the second edition of the Oracle has landed. This is it. This is from the second edition of the deck. I wanted to give you a little tour. There are 3 new cards in this edition of the deck. Here's the constellation of all of us sparkling shamelessly for the good of all, the little gold ribbon here that unveils the cards as we enter the mystery together. So be sure to order your copy below before they sell out again, because likely they will pretty quickly. The deck is already in 16 different countries, all 50 states of the US, and looking forward to expanding it even more in this moment. And so grateful for the opportunity to be able to share this deep medicine of personal and planetary transformation with the world. We are truly igniting a sacred revolution of love and reverence for the body, for really returning home to the body, the earth, each other, and this greater web of all life. And so it's so fitting for today with the energies that we're in, which I'll share more about here in this Oracular Astrology reading today, but just so excited to share this medicine. So yay, she's here. Woo! So today is Thursday, August 11th, and the Sturgeon Full Supermoon in Aquarius is tonight. I'm in Central Time at 8:36 p.m. and it's happening with a grand cross. And so it's the last supermoon of 2022, which will really make the energies even more intense than usual due to the moon's close proximity to the earth, which makes us all feel the lunar potency even more, and the moon appears bigger and brighter. So be sure to check out the moonrise tonight in your area, since it is sure to be epic. Last night it was mind-blowing here, I have to say, in the plains. There's a lot of air and space, and it's just such magical energy to tune into. And so I wanted to bring us in today actually with some sounding and to really ground these big energies, because the Lionsgate portal was on Monday. There's been a lot of infusion of big energies coming in, and it's been a lot to ground that into our bodies. And one of the cards that came through today is really inviting us to ground this high vibration, divine, cosmic energy into our human ecstatic embodiment. And so I'm going to begin with some sounding before we go into more of the reading. And again, mixing the astrology of today and then 4 cards from the Secret Revolution Oracle, including one of the new cards. One of the new 3 cards came through today. So I'm so excited to share that one with you as well. Powerful medicine for today. So beginning with some sounding, inviting you here to close your eyes. Oh, and let's take a few deep cleansing breaths with the intensity of this energy. So just inviting you to inhale deeply and then audibly exhale and shake out your body. Just letting yourself release any stuck or stagnant or tense energies. Since Saturn is part of this grand cross, there can be some tension and crunchy energies. Just allowing yourself to continue those deep cleansing breaths here. As we call in our medicine space for today for this reading, as we welcome in the archetypal energies of the zodiac and the planets and the stars and all the cosmic beings that are here to offer us guidance and wisdom and illumination and clarity in this moment. We welcome you into this medicine space. We welcome in the energetic of the Sacred Revolution Oracle. We thank you for your wisdom and guidance during this time. We welcome you here into this medicine space. as well as any other benevolent, unconditionally loving angels, ancestors, guides that wish to be here to hold this medicine space, and the wisdom coming through for the collective. Inviting you to feel roots growing down out the bottoms of your feet here into the earth, deep down all the way into her molten core, so you can truly feel fully grounded, fully in your body, even placing your hands on your body here if that's supportive, to really breathe in the energies. Inviting you as well to envision roots growing out the top of your head, out your crown chakra, up into the cosmos, connecting into the energies of the planets, the stars, the sun, this super full moon, to be able to draw down that light and wisdom from above, as well as draw up that light and wisdom from below. As above, so below, the alchemical dictum, merging our humanity and divinity here in our bodies, in the alchemical chamber of our hearts now. One more cleansing breath here, welcoming you fully in this moment. That felt good. So, when a full moon in Aquarius occurs, the Leo sun and the Aquarius moon are in direct opposition. And so the earth is positioned between the sun and moon, allowing the sun to really light up the moon and cast its glow onto earth. And the beautiful paradox of the axis of Leo and Aquarius is being individualistic and fully expressed and collaborative, cooperative in community at once. So it's really the merging of self and other, and coming together in our full humanity. And so this full moon is also forming a fixed grand cross between Sun in Leo, the sun that's in Leo, the moon in Aquarius that is also conjunct Saturn in this moment, and then the Uranus north node of fate and Mars in Taurus opposite south node. So the nodes of fate as well as Saturn are in play with the sun and the moon. And this is a very potent combination. And even when you see the Grand Cross in the chart, it's a square with a cross in the center. It's a very powerful sacred geometry that is created in the chart. And so you could be breaking habits of a lifetime here. You could be having surprise conversations that shift the course of your destiny. You could be seeing how we can collectively rise up to create radical change and a whole new paradigm in the collective. You could be restructuring old ways of being and creating new sacred structures to hold you as you step into your freest and fullest expression as uniquely you now. There's a lot of energy and potential to really tap into here to become ecstatically embodied and free in your fullest expression and soul sparkle for the greater good of all. And, we sparkle shamelessly, which is my core mission. We sparkle shamelessly with our unique medicine to nourish the entire ecosystem. So we are doing that to step into the fullness of ourselves as an individual, but we are doing that on behalf of the greater good and the collective. We are showing up as uniquely us in service to all. And so we're really working this axis of Leo and Aquarius when we sparkle shamelessly. It's one of the reasons that's the core mission of my work, is that my Jupiter, which is the great benefic that expands everything it touches, is in Leo. And so this is the sweet spot of this axis. So giving the gifts and medicine that only we can give. So really asking what is yearning to be born through you, that which can only come through you. They can only come through your unique experience, stories, your life path, all that you have moved through, all that you have learned, all of the lessons, all of the gems in the wound. And so this is really something to sit with today, to clear anything standing in the way of that next step into your destiny. Since full moons are about clearing, releasing, letting go. And this astrology is really saying now is the time, with the nodes of fate here, of karma and dharma, with with this energy of Saturn, which can really come in and be very sobering and help to bring us structure and form and responsibility. And it's like, I feel like Saturn is the adulting. It's the energy of adulting in the astrology. That, like, we're really stepping in to a sober, grounded, structured way of really living into your destiny now and into your freedom. So that's why there can be a little tension with this moon, because Aquarius wants to be free, wildly, ecstatically embodied, free. It's the free electron. It's the revolutionary, the rebel, the visionary. And so that Aquarius energy is now conjunct with Saturn, which is structure. So I like to think of it as bringing structure to this revolutionary energy, bringing it into form. Sort of like how the energy in the Sacred Revolution Oracle deck is very Aquarian. It's very revolutionary. The deck's Jupiter is in Aquarius, exact with Saturn today and the moon, and in this conjunction. And so again, expands everything it touches. But the Saturn, the Saturnian energies are the actual Oracle deck. That all of this wisdom and medicine of personal and planetary transformation was condensed down into this structured form that was very much a part of my own destiny to birth this. It was a very clear call. And so what is your oracle deck, in a sense? Not that it's necessarily an oracle deck, though it might be. But what is it that only you could birth, that only could come through you and not anyone else? And so really tuning into that with this astrology today and letting it stimulate those nodes of fate and destiny and see what wants to come through you at this time, especially what is going to be of benefit for the collective. Again, working that axis of the individual and the collective destiny together. Since, the transiting nodes are our collective destiny. And some of the cards that came through really speak to this. So we're going to dive into the cards now. I'm very excited by what came through. So the first card we have is 46, which is the Circle of Galactic Sovereign Thrones. And I'm just going to let you take in the cards first, just to breathe in the images before I really share anything, since they are coded images in themselves, and a lot of them have light codes within them. And the Lion's Gate really opened us up to receive greater levels of light and light codes. So the cards have a lot of that medicine in them. So just taking that in. The next card is 40, which is Follow the Call of Your Soul. I love that this one showed up as well, because we have that lightning of Uranus coming right down in the mix here with this Grand Cross. So follow the call of your soul. And loving the butterfly medicine as well, if you've noticed that. Then we have card number 1, which is the Sacred Union of Your Humanity and Divinity. This is the card of the ecstatic seeker archetype of Mary Magdalene, actually. And then the new card, one of the new cards, card 49 in the new deck, since the numbers shifted a little in the second edition. This is Release Scarcity to Actualize Orgasmic Abundance. So taking in that new card here. More butterfly medicine as well. All right, so we're gonna dive in. First, I love that this card is here, the Circle of Galactic Sovereign Thrones, because this is about stepping into your own authentic expression, the uniqueness that is you, that is your sparkle, your shine, your capacity to metamorphosize and And we are together. So it's the individual, but we're coming together. We're swirling. This card is related to the prophecy of the rainbow warriors returning to really steward the new paradigm and the new earth in a lot of ways, which is an ancient indigenous prophecy. And you can read more about that in the deck. But it's that we are flying, we are soaring, we are shining, we are sitting in our own sovereign thrones as sovereign beings. And we are collectively gathering to create the transformation that is needed, to bring all our different colors and flavors of the rainbow together to create this transformation in community. And as you know, gathering in sacred circle and beloved community, well, you might know by now, is one of the core pillars, the core 13 pillars of the sacred art of sparkling shamelessly, which is core to our community and our learning and practice community. And so really gathering in sacred circle, gathering together as sovereign beings, staying in our sovereign center, but collaborating, connecting, communing with each other is a profound way that we will truly be able to move forward in this Aquarian age that we're in. Aquarius moon, and really allowing us to create this new paradigm that is so needed, to create the new structures that are needed to truly support us as a human family where we are all thriving, where all living beings are thriving, where we respect and honor and revere life once again. And so, you know, a lot of the Aquarian energy for me too is the ancient future. So it's calling back ancient indigenous ways of being and bringing them into the future and utilizing potent spiritual technologies to support us in that, because Aquarian energy is also associated with technology and AI. And, you know, make no mistake, oracle and divination and tarot, this is potent spiritual technology to support us in the Aquarian age. It's literally what it says on the back of the box. This oracle is potent medicine for the Aquarian age. And, you know, so it's really leaning into these practices, these ways of being that support us in staying aligned in our sovereign center, in our own self-authority, because this card is about owning your own self-authority, your own body agency, coming from that place in the world and how you're moving and how you're dancing with others, and not losing your center when you're in connection, not sacrificing yourself and your individuality to receive love, belonging, and connection and community. And so that's an important part of this access too, and that's why that Leo energy sparkling shamelessly in this time of the Leo sun, it's our time to shine. And the underlayer of this card, because many of the oracle cards have up to 50 to 80 layers of prayers and intentions and all sorts of different energies. Some of them have multiple paintings, and this one is actually a painting of a phoenix rising, and it is my own body as a phoenix rising from the ashes. And we are in this place with, you know, the Pluto return of the USA, especially for those who are here in America. You know, there's a lot that is crumbling, outdated, old ways of being that are crumbling, so that we can truly be reborn into this next level of our destiny, both individually and collectively, so that we are all shining, that we are all sovereign, that we are all really truly expressing the fullness of our medicine, of our gifts, of our unique soul sparkle, because that is what nourishes the ecosystem. When we give our gifts and medicine, that is what supports the whole in thriving. And that's why I am such an advocate for us really stepping into the fullness of our unique soul sparkle and medicine, of bringing that Leo energy so that we can bring that to the Aquarian collective for the good of all. That is really the core part of all of it, because when we're each giving our unique nourishment and medicine and nutrient to the ecosystem, the entire ecosystem of humanity can thrive. That is the new earth. Heaven here on earth, where we are thriving and abundant and juicy, and the earth is green and fecund and alive, and the coral reefs are filled with color and life and aliveness, where life is honored and respected. That is a core aspect of this deck, of the sacred revolution. And with that North Node in Taurus, it is inviting us again to return to the body, to return to the earth, to return to this idea that we can have heaven on earth here now, in the ways that we show up, in the choices that we make, in how we show up as sovereign beings. And so love that this card is here for us today. Card 40, follow the call of your soul. This one feels very, very aligned as well with the strike of Uranus lightning, because with this conjunction of Uranus and the North Node, there are surprising twists and turns towards our destiny. And so it's really asking us, what has been standing in the way? Because Uranus is a shattering energy. It comes in, it's like the lightning, it's like the tarot, the Tower card in the tarot, for those of you who know tarot. And, it really breaks things up, it shakes things up, it catalyzes. It's a lightning catalyst, much like I am. I'm very Uranian in that way in my work. And so it's this lightning catalyst energy that's coming in, it's shaking you up, and it's saying, okay, what is it that has been holding you back from really following the call of your soul? The thing that you know that you are here to do, that you must do, that you can't not do, that you wouldn't be fulfilled in your life if you didn't step into, even if there's fear, resistance, all the other things that come up. This card is saying now's the time to really look at that deeper call of your soul. What is it that you are so deeply yearning to follow, to bring forward, to live into? This is a time to shake up the comfort zones. This is not a time to stay comfortable. This is not a comfortable astrology. Let's be real here. This is not comfortable astrology that we're in this year. It is catalyzing astrology that is supporting us to be more in our ecstatic embodiment, more in our aliveness, more connected to the web of all life, and more connected to our authentic essence, our truth, our destiny, and who we are truly here to be as a human, as a spiritual being having a human experience. And that's where the next card really comes in, because it is about the sacred union of our humanity and divinity. And this card I love because it also feels so associated with the North Node in Taurus. And by the way, each of these cards has medicine helpers, and one of the medicine helpers for this card is the North Node. And so this card is just, the North Node is really here, and it's also in this card too because it's the Taurian energies of embodied sensuality, of erotic innocence, of returning to the flesh, quite literally. And so it's really this being in an erotic relationship with all of life. Taurus is the epicure, the one who really delights in sensualities of the earth. It is ruled by Venus, which is the goddess of love and sensuality. And it's really an opportunity to step into our sacred pleasure power. That's really the energy of this card, and the energy that I've really felt as a theme this year in our own learning and practice community. And so how can we follow the call of our soul? How can we step into and stay aligned in our full sovereign self, and also bring our gifts and medicine and community in a way that feels really good in our body? That is no longer ascribing to the patriarchal paradigms of pushing and producing and doing, constantly doing, but allowing ourselves to come into cyclical ways of being and listening, tuning in with the seasons and rhythms of our body and the earth, to be able to follow those, knowing that there is always a time and need for winter, that time of rest, that time of renewal, that time of regeneration. In each day, there is a need for that, in each week, in each month, in each year, in each lifetime. And so it's really looking at and living into this more sensual, earthy, aligned way of being, coming into our full ecstatic embodiment. That is one of the reasons why each of the cards from the Sacred Revolution Oracle deck has an ecstatic embodiment practice. This is the first deck of its kind that is multimedia and multidimensional, where you can actually embody the energies of the Oracle, what is coming through the medicine of the Oracle. You can actually bring it into your body and anchor it into your flesh, much like this card is inviting us to. Take, like, really bringing that divine energy down and in and anchoring it fully in our body so we can live it, so we can be it, and so we can enjoy life, knowing that part of the beauty of life is the process, the greater journey unfolding, not the destination, not the product, not what's being created, not the end result, as the patriarchy has really reinforced for us. If you're not producing, that you're worthless. Taurus asks us to re-examine our values. What is what is valuable to us in our own ecosystem, within our own beings? What do we most value? What do we most care about? What matters to us? And leaning into that, not what society is trying to tell us. It is really finding that, that revolutionary energy in yourself of, this is the way I'm going to walk it, your own sovereign self. This is my way forward, not the status quo. I'm not going to follow the status quo. I'm going to follow what feels good in my embodiment and let that lead me forward into this next revolutionary edge, into this next step in my destiny, into this next unveiling of who we are here to be. And so really bringing it down and in. And so that's why we're starting with that grounding energy today. I don't always do that here on the YouTube, but today it felt so clear that we just needed to ground these big energies, these cosmic, divine, juicy energies, bring them down and in. And the bees are here to bring that sweet honey nourishment, that nectar. And the rose is the highest vibration frequency of love on the planet. And so really calling in that frequency of love as we move forward. And that's really part of what I think the South Node clearing is happening, because Scorpio, which is also involved in the Grand Cross, the Taurus North Node, Scorpio South Node, and we are releasing with the South Node old karma. And Scorpio rules sex, death, rebirth, and power. And so I think that we are having a deep reorientation, moving from that love of power that has really served so much of the abuse of the patriarchy in our world, and really returning to the power of love. So what is that gift of love from the heart? Because that's Leo. It's heart-led leadership. How are you leading with your heart, with that ever-flowing nectar of love from your heart in the world, and bringing that forward now? And so really inviting you not only to ask, what is it that is yearning to be born through you at this time, that which can only come through you, but that is truly rooted in love, that is the greatest gift of love that you can offer to the ecosystem. And that truly is what this deck is. It was a deep labor of love, a 20-year dream being born during the time of COVID. And so how can you bring your love into structure and form as the Leo heart-led leader now in this new Aquarian age, and bring that forward for the greater good of all? And so loving these cards so much. I know we're going quite long today in our reading, but they're such juicy energies. So this is one of the new cards from the deck, Release Scarcity to Actualize Orgasmic Abundance. And I love that this card is here too, because again, Taurus is not only related with our embodiment, but also resources, also money. And so really looking at the energy of money, and the sort of thing I have been sitting with and really dancing with and marinating on is how we can begin to move the energy of money, because money is energy. How can we begin to move the money of energy in collaborative ways that benefits the abundance of all life? So that's an inquiry I'm sitting with, and I invite you to sit with that too. And if you have any ideas, definitely put them in the comments below. Would also love to hear what is yearning to be born through you, that is letting your total unique freak flag fly that no one else can bring. But really that inquiry, how can we make money move, the energy of money move in collaborative ways that benefits the abundance of all? Because that is the other part of this paradigm that we are in, is there is a deep imbalance of abundance and money in our world. And so really releasing any of those old scarcity programs that would have us constricted and tight and holding on and gripping, and come into a place of open, relaxed surrender, so that we can move into orgasmic abundance together. And the orgasmic abundance of Taurus, which is sensual, fecund, alive. It's like when the earth in spring is just budding and there's so much life force and juice and aliveness that you just feel it pulsing through your body. That level of abundance, of goodness for us all. And I believe that is our birthright. We all have that birthright. And that birthright to call in that heaven on earth, where we are all deeply resourced. Rooted, sustainable abundance is the core of this card. And I plant this almost as a seed and a prayer on this full moon, that we may all have and step into that rooted, sustainable abundance, especially in our relationship with the earth, with how we treat the earth and the earth's resources, coming into a balanced relationship and creating structures that serve that, with Saturn present today, again, with that North Node and the Grand Cross. And so really looking at the Taurian embodiment, but also the Taurian resources, the Taurian values. What do you value, and how can you really invest in what it is that you most value? Invest with your time, your money, your love, your gifts, your talents, your capacities in helping to co-create that new paradigm together. How do you want to show up? Who do you want to show up with? How do you want to co-create and collaborate with your unique medicine in the collective? These are really core questions, and in a way that's going to benefit the collective abundance of all, orgasmic abundance for the earth. Just imagining what that might look and feel like to be in an erotic, alive, ecstatic relationship, not only with your body, but with the earth, with all of life, with plants, with animals, with other people. To be so fully in your life force, so wildly and unapologetically alive, which is so core to everything I do. Just imagine how that will feel as you step into that, as we step into that together, as we are co-creating this new paradigm and new earth, as we are each individually following the call of our soul homeward, truly. And ensuring that we are fully rooted in our ecstatic embodiment here on earth, in our human earth suit for the journey, so that we can really enjoy it. That is the whole purpose. We are here, we are in this ecstatic embodiment, and may we enjoy the journey. Even when the astrology might feel crunchy or challenging or high intense energy, letting ourselves really be on the journey, to enjoy the journey, to allow it to bring us alive. And that is really the true stepping up into the call of our soul, into that next level of our destiny. And it's really so core to all that I do, supporting us and really stepping into the next level of our revolutionary potential now, because your gifts and medicine and uniqueness are needed in the ecosystem. We are each creating our lives as a great masterpiece. We are all sacred artists here, co-creating our lives as great masterpiece. You know, here's the energy of the great masterpiece being created in the cosmos. And if we don't add our unique stroke to the great cosmic masterpiece, it is lost forever. So really tuning in to your unique nourishment, your unique stroke, that gift that only you can give now, and focusing on bringing that forward with that soul, heart-led Leo leadership and shine, with that Aquarian individualistic energy, and with that Saturn energy now too, coming in and helping to bring structure and form to this new way forward, to the ancient future, to really show us the way for the collective, and to come together and to continue to dream the new dream awake, to dream this new world into being, and to actually start taking action step towards it each day in all that we do and every choice that we make, in how we show up in this world, in how we choose to really show up in our sovereign selves, centered here on earth, in our human earth suits, channeling that divine energy, the spiritual beings we are, having a human experience. Oh, I am so excited to see what this stimulation of the nodes of destiny brings in your life. Please share it in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. If you know somebody who would really benefit from this medicine, would be so grateful. And of course, be sure to get your copy of the second edition of the Sacred Revolution Oracle. And in keeping with really making the energy of money move in collaborative ways, we have started an affiliate program for affiliate partners for the Oracle deck. So if you love the Oracle and you would like to get paid to share it and share in the abundance, in that orgasmic abundance, there will be a link below as well for you to join us for that. And just so very excited to bring this greater personal and planetary transformation to the world in this time when, of course, Jupiter is still in Aries, bringing that fire, and just really excited to amplify the medicine. And that is my prayer for you as well, that your medicine and gifts are also amplified in the field now, that you are able to truly step forward and follow that call of your soul as a sovereign being, sovereign, divine, ecstatic, embodied being in the flow of all life, and in that lemniscat of energy of orgasmic abundance and thriving for all. So that deep prayer I will leave us with. And also, the one other thing I have to share is that I will be doing a live virtual half-day immersion on August 27th with Soulfire Haven and my medicine elder, called The Great Cosmic Masterpiece, an embodied shamanic healing art journey. And it's going to be going through the signature process that I use to create the artworks in the Sacred Revolution Oracle, because these are all actually 3D artworks. They're not digital artworks. They've all been created by hand and cut paper and crystals and holy oils. And so I'm going to be sharing that signature process, and you'll get to create your own sacred talisman and shamanic healing art piece that you can journey with. And so would love to invite you to join us for that. The link will also be below. And so excited for what is to come and to see this medicine go far and wide in this next second edition. And so much love and gratitude. And thank you for your amazing support and presence. And also just seeing you stepping fully into your destiny now, and seeing you so lit up in that, in your heart, in your body, in your field, seeing you sparkling shamelessly for the good of all. Until next time, beloveds, we'll see you soon. Bye for now.